Здорова. Даньків починає проходити дуже класну, я б навіть сказав шикарну гру The Sinking City. Тонуче місто. Да, в грі є українська локалізація. Гра то зроблена в Україні. Її зробила студія Frogware. Та сама, яка робить ігри про Шерлока Холмса. В 10-х вони почали розробку гри Call of Cthulhu. Зов Ктулху. Да, я її теж грав. Теж детективна гра, як і ця. Но в них розробку... Но потім розробку довірили іншій студії, а Frogwares вирішили зробити свою гру по Лавкрафту. Я большой фанат Лавкрафта. Хоча, як я не раз згадував в інших проходженнях, його оця концепція ужаса, що якась хрень одним своїм виглядом доведе тебе до безум'я і самоубійства. Мені взагалі не подобається. Ну що ж, тут є настройка. Да, можна уровень сложності. Я беру найменший для розслідування. То зовсім. А то іначе це затягнеться. Сложність боя. Середня чи висока? Рискну. Я проходив колись цю ігру на середній сложності боїв і не на... Я скажу, не сложно. Всі параметри на максимумі. Що ж, починаємо. Що ж, загрузилось, тепер починаємо. Наш головний герой детектив з Бостона по імені Чарльз Рід. І тут все описано. Він прибув в некоє місто Окмунд. Не слабо тебе кошмар вштирив. Корабель Харон. Тож, от ми в Окмунді. Беремо пушку. Віддалено похоже на комбінацію з Кольта 1911 і оцього Браунінга High Power.
Hope I never have to use it, but something tells me I will.
О. Фотоапарат. Да, тут є система крафта, так сказати. Можна виготовляти самі різні предмети.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Національний парк монолітів чекає на тебе.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Ну, не обов'язково не завжди їм довіряти. Так. Тут є інвентар. Да. На дворі, кстати, 1928. Главний герой, якщо ви замітили. Так. Кстати, насчет фотографій, що він дивився, він ветеран Першої світової. Він був воєнним ниряльщиком. Так. Трохи складновате меню. Вот, собственно, меню. Покої мислення. Це типа логічної цепочки, як дедуктивна таблиця в іграх про Шерлока Холмса. Діла. Особистий архів, фотографія. Серйозно, по-твоєму, це риба? Тут є система прокачки. Карта, поки що нам недоступна. Снаряження. Да. Тепер виходимо з корабля.
Now get out.
Як вічливо.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
That's an eye-catching suit.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. A mere flood is no excuse for one to abandon one's style.
I take it you're a big fan of yellow.
Well, I have a particular weakness for it. Call it a personal quirk.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I've found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has risen ever higher without receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature. Scion of a robust bloodline. A philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper, places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Well, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Ще раз заглянув номер. Тобто я там не все забув. Кстати...
Now get out!
Як можна. Ну, нас ввели в курс. Да, последствия вищезгаданої повені тут повсюду. І, як ви вже, може, замітили, тут от що я цікаве замітив. Графон, антураж міста і оформлення діалогів нагадують мені лічно 4-й Fallout. А інвентар і геймплей The Evil Within. Причому обидві частини. Бойовка і оце переключення меню першу, а система крафта другу. На жаль, тут не можна переключатися на перший, на від першого лиця, но і так підходить.
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
Купатися, до речі, не рекомендується.
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
О, да, тут є система безумія. Дещо, що ми бачимо, реально виводить нашого детектива з себе. До речі, копатися не рекомендую. Вообще. Тут є, як сказано в загрузочних екранах, бугрі людоєди. Шкала безумія відновлюється. Ну, мені не сюди. Кстати, тут карта нам показала. Окмунд величезний. Районів тут до хрена. І да, оці двоє, що говорили, згадували некий Інсмут.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania?
Інсмутців, точніше. Інсмут — це місто з розказа «Тінь над Інсмутом». Зараз спробую пояснити. Там живуть, можна сказати, окрема раса. Інсмутці. Результат спарювання людей з расою риболюдів, відомих як глибоководні. Інсмутців ви ще побачите. У Лавкрафта не сказано, щоб вони були погані. Добрі чи погані, просто вони ужасні. Отак у Лавкрафта практично багато що. Не сказано, чи той же легендарний Ктулху, чи він добрий, чи злий, він просто страшний. Інсмутці так само. Но наш детектив адекватний і, це невеликий спойлер, нормально ставиться до їхньої внешності. Вау. О, я чуть-чуть вже зібрав щось. В воді угрі людоєди. Смертельна зона, однако. Ну і дамочка. Да.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my words.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Ну і черти в нього. З благородної сім'ї. Похоже, його мать була чоловікоподобною обіз'яною. І це не шутка. Це оцілка на ще один розказ з довгою назвою «Деякі факти щодо смерті сера Артура Джерміна». Цей самий Артур Джермін був потомком чоловікоподобної обіз'яни, і всі його предки, вплоть до прапрадіда, який був чоловіком, исследователем Африки, і женився там на принцесі з племені чоловікоподобних мав, нині виміршого, і правив з нею і правив племенем певний час. Поки вона не забеременіла, він вернувся в Англію, потім вернувся назад в Африку, де вона померла. Кстати, обіз'яни вважали його білим богом. І поховав там свою обіз'яноподобну жену, а потім вернувся в Англію, де зрештою оказався в психушці, тому що місцеві думали, що його розкази про Африку – це бред. Він, звісно, не розказував, що женився на чоловікоподобної обіз'яні, а його жена, яку ніхто не бачив, він казав, що з Португалії. Так от, всі його потомки, крім Артура, унаслідували від обіз'яни ужасний характер. Вони були жутко тупими і злобними, легко впадали в ярость. Артур, к щастю, хоч і унаслідував внешність, але характер не унаслідував, він був дуже розумним. І заінтересувався історією свого діда, а потім і навіть обнаружив останки своєї прапрабабушки. Но коли узнав, чий він потомок, то спалив себе живьом от ужаса. Лавкрафтовщина. Ну, цей Роберт Трогмортон, похоже, не проти таких. Ніяк не придирається до своєї внешності. Що ж, хорошо.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera, you have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to the house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. Was standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Нічого себе.
I've said everything I know.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
Кстати, судя по тому, що він сказав про те, як поліцейські спалили Інсмут, значить це події вже після розказу. Там частину інсмутців, кстати. Минутку. Там, похоже, частині інсмутців таки вдалося втекти, бо по розказу ті, хто не погиблі при облаві, були арештовані і оказалися в неких лагерях. Деякі журналісти питалися розслідувати іщезновення інсмутців, але коли їм показали ці лагеря і як виглядають інсмутці, вони притихли.
Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Bye.
Треба зв'язати два факта разом. Тут є підказки. Я не брав вищі рівні, щоб бачити підказки, бо це затримає нас трохи. Особисті архіви. Документи, письма. Бестіарії, міфології, артефакти. Да, тут ще повно всього буде. Нагрудний фонарик. Вот такими метками позначені ящики і шкафи, в яких можна знайти припаси. Да, последствия то і повені ще тут видно.
The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for. The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
Да, не слава, а повінь була. І раз тут так приросло, вона до хвилі вода довго трималась. Окмон ще не оправився від цієї жопи.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was at or starve.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis. We were here. This is our house. Barry was outside on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. And he started to make these horrible sounds and... Okay. My head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar. Who is this K you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. K is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. K be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Hey, have mercy on his soul.
I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Вау.
Choo-choo. Ahem. Choo-choo. Ahem. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Бо.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Ну і жесть. Да. Психіку не... Мужику перекосило знатно.
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. 5 cards short of a full house.
Детектива після погруження, в якому він побачив чорті що, є способність бачити минуле, прикасаюсь до предметів.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work.
Як любитель ножів скажу, да, ніж шикарний, хоч і нащерблений трохи. Ходимо через такий типу портал.
Take this, ape face.
О.
What's happening?
Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Тепер треба вибрати порядок, в якому відбувались події. Ну, думаю, тут все очевидно.
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
My head. I still hear those voices. My head. I still hear those voices.
Ого.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
З помощью цього чуття можна бачити підказки.
The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
Основні доказательства я то зібрав. Але тут ще є на що подивитися.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. So that's what an Innsmouther looks like.
О, да.
So that's what an Innsmouther looks like.
Ні, це ще слабо видно.
Ed, I still hear those voices.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Ага. Да, тут є вот такого специфічні підказки.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
А, да, в дніщі має бути трубка, яка веде з
So
капсуля,
the
кстати.
fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
Тепер треба виявити, куди він дівся. Пригадую. Тут треба відправитися в некую таверну. Бар.
Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
You look familiar. But old Billy hasn't seen you around.
I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
All right, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. and tall pillars circled by the dead. A race from one to the next as time itself laughs.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
You are welcome. I can't wait to see what you do.
Блін,
Embrace your fate.
случайність. Ти що скажеш, мужик?
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
Bye.
Який вічливий, блін.
What the? Get the... Oh!
The door won't budge.
You want a drink? No, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Да, як не дивно, місцеві не проти, щоб тут хтось шарився і підбирав все підряд. Да, тут, кстати, є система крафта, як я казав, як в The Evil Within 2, тільки не треба шукати верстак. І, до речі, це ніякий не упрек розробникам, що вони взяли от такі системи з інших ігор. Наоборот, молодці, що, так сказати, вчитеся в кращих. Аптечка. Да.
You want a drink?
Ні, в бар треба буде зайти пізніше.
The port is closed by order of Robert Clark. Back off.
Хорошо, в таверну я зайшов. А далі то що? Я вже, чесно кажучи, не пам'ятаю початок. Да, можливості перелазити тут мощні, але все одно треба бути обережним і не навернутися. Ага. От і склад. Атмосферненько. Да, бо цей знак означає, що сюди можна зайти.
There's something in the pocket. The blood is fresh. Whoever it belongs to could not have gotten far. The door won't budge.
Опа. Монстрятина. Капец. О, невеликий кашалот.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Хорошо. Спричинив загрозу. Но він же втік. А той за ним погнався, догнав аж сюди і льопнув вистрілом в голову. Що-то не тим попахиває.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around, like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea, others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah, even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
Robert Throgmorton hired me to investigate his son's disappearance. I found the note about your debt to Lewis near his cold, dead body. Now, it looks like Lewis murdered Robert's kid. You want him to come here and ask instead of me?
What?
Don't what me. At best, you're harboring a criminal. At worst, you're an accessory to murder.
What? No. I ain't done nothing.
Tell that to Mr. Throckmorton.
No. No. Throck. Lewis is upstairs. Here's the key.
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. Bye. Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Блатний детектив.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouthers' bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Да. Да, явно не приступ дикої ярості. І безумі, як той каже. Вон на того теж вплинуло, і він в адекваті. Ні, ну, звісно, в кожного різний мозок і по-різному впливає всяке психічна хрень. Але з іншого боку, реально видно, що той понімав, що робить. Вистріл в голову, це такий ідеальний вистріл в голову, це либо сказочна случайність, либо намерено. Плюс повісив на крюки досить акуратно. Він це намерено зробив, має понести наказання.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible, and when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
Just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Okay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here or guided or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, sleeping giants, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
Do you think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throckmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research but left all preparations to Professor Doe and... Albert, when you've finished, come see me at the Throckmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Круто. Нова игрушка. Револьвер. Средства для стабілізації психіки. Тож тепер пора вийти з порта. Блін, мені цього мужика так жалко. Пора буде покинути порт. Ні, реально, так жалко мужика. Потеряв сина, так грустно. Мені А на його внешність мені пофіг. Ну пофіг, що він виглядить як чоловікоподобна обезьяна. І, чесно кажучи, пофіг, що інсмутці виглядають так стрьомно. Да, вигляд, чесно кажучи, влушає мені ужас. Оце... Оці стекляні оці такі бліді очі, великі губи, гострі зуби, отсутствие вушних раковин і можна замітити ось такі морщини на шиї, це зябра. Напрягає. Ось. Но все равно. Виглядають... Вигляд... Лично для мене вигляд не має значення. Звісно, визиває отвращення і ужас, але це не причина прям зразу всадити йому пулю в рот. Капец. Блін. Цю хрень з кошмарами треба рішати. Поки вони зовсім мужику не знесли психіку. Да. Як багато всього назвелося. Потоп, сверхъестественні тварі і вбивство. Но розслідування вже і так довго йде. Продовжу в наступному відео. Дякую за увагу. Пока.